What if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you hold the power to enter someone's mind without ever speaking a word? Imagine your specific person lying awake at night, unable to escape thoughts of you, feeling your presence so strongly they crave you with every breath. This isn't fantasy. It's the hidden power of telepathy. And once you know how to use it, they won't just think of you. They'll obsess over you. Everything you experience in your life is a direct reflection of your inner world. The people who come into your life, the way they respond to you, the way they think of you, the way they are drawn toward you, is not by accident. It is the outpicturing of the thoughts, images, and feelings you hold most firmly within yourself. There is no separation between what you imagine and what eventually manifests in your world. And when it comes to the person you desire, this truth becomes your greatest power. To cause someone to think of you, to feel you, to long for you, and even to obsess over you, does not require force in the physical world. It does not require begging, chasing, or even convincing. It only requires that you understand the invisible connection that binds you to every person, especially to the one you have chosen as your specific person. This connection is not created by chance. It exists because consciousness is one. The thoughts you send forth, clothed in feeling, reach them without fail. When you imagine vividly, when you impress upon your mind the picture of them yearning for you, calling for you, desiring you, then you have already planted the seed that must bloom in their heart. Telepathy is not some rare ability reserved for a few. It is the natural language of the mind. Every thought you think is broadcast into the vast field of consciousness, and when directed with intent, it is received by the one you aim it toward. The reason most do not realize this power is because they send thoughts mixed with doubt, fear, and contradiction. But when you hold a clear and unwavering image, when you saturate it with feeling, and when you persist as though it were already true, the message is delivered with such clarity that the other cannot resist it. They will feel compelled toward you, sometimes without even knowing why. They will find themselves thinking of you in the quiet hours, dreaming of you at night, and yearning for your presence, as if something inside them will not rest until they are close to you. Close your eyes for a moment and feel the reality of this truth. Imagine your specific person right now. See them in your mind as vividly as you can. Picture them looking at you with eyes full of love, eyes that cannot look away. Feel the energy of their obsession, as though it is already alive. Let yourself hear their inner voice repeating your name, calling you, longing for you. This is not fantasy. It is creation. What you imagine with intensity and feeling imprints itself upon the subconscious mind, and the subconscious communicates without effort to the subconscious of others. The key is to claim the feeling of already being, the one they desire. Do not wait for them to show it in the outer world before you accept it inwardly. If you wait for physical evidence, you delay the manifestation. Instead, assume within yourself right now that you are irresistible to them, that they cannot stop thinking of you, that you fill their heart, their thoughts, and their dreams. When you persist in this inner assumption, the outer world has no choice but to conform. Many wonder, but how will this happen? How will they change? How will they suddenly begin to feel what I imagine? The answer is that you do not concern yourself with the how. The moment you impress your desire upon your own consciousness, the way is already prepared. Events will unfold, circumstances will rearrange, and subtle impulses will arise within your specific person that will guide them closer and closer to you. They may suddenly feel the urge to reach out, to text, to call, or to confess feelings they themselves do not fully understand. That is the invisible bridge being built between your imagination and their reality. You must learn to discipline your inner conversations. Every day you speak inwardly with yourself, and these silent dialogues are the true cause of all that happens to you. If you want your person to be obsessed with you, then hear them in your imagination confessing their love. Hear them telling you they cannot stop thinking of you. Hear them say that they need you, that they miss you, that they belong only to you. Do not argue with the outer world when it shows you something contrary. Simply return again and again to the inner picture, for it is the inner picture that holds the seed of transformation. Let us go deeper. Telepathy is not sending a wish and hoping it arrives. It is embodying the state of already having what you desire so fully that the other person cannot help but resonate with it. If you hold within yourself the state of being loved, adored, and obsessed over, then that state radiates outward and impresses itself upon them. They will feel it as if it were their own thought. They will not know that it originated from you. They will simply believe it rose up naturally within them. But you will know, for you were the cause. Imagine tonight as you lie in bed that your person is lying next to you. Feel the warmth of their body, the weight of their presence, the sound of their breathing. Whisper to them in your imagination. Tell them that they are yours and that they cannot resist you. Then listen in your mind's ear as they whisper back, telling you that they are obsessed with you, that they crave you, that no one else exists for them. This is the secret art of communication beyond words. When you do this with sincerity and persistence, the unseen bond between you strengthens until it manifests in undeniable ways. There may be moments when doubt tries to creep in, when you look at the outer world and see no sign of change. But remember, the outer world is always a shadow of the inner. If you persist in the inner state, the shadow must eventually match. The only way you fail is if you give up your inner conviction and accept the evidence of the outer world as final. But if you remain steadfast, no force can stop the manifestation. Think of obsession not as something harmful, but as a magnetic pull of love and desire. You are not forcing another against their will. You are awakening in them the natural response to the energy you embody. When you radiate the feeling of being irresistible, when you hold yourself in the state of already being the beloved, they cannot help but reflect it. Their subconscious accepts the command you impress upon it, and their conscious mind will invent reasons to justify the feelings that arise. They will think, I don't know why, but I can't stop thinking of them. I need to see them. I must have them. This is the power you wield when you use telepathy with intention. Every day, take time to visualize with clarity. See your specific person as if they are already yours. Watch them pursuing you, calling you, showing up for you. Feel their energy moving toward you like a current that cannot be resisted. And then, let it go with trust. Do not cling with desperation, for desperation implies lack. Instead, rest in the knowing that it is already done. Walk through your days as though they are already obsessed with you, and the world will bend to reflect your assumption. If at times your mind wanders to thoughts of fear or rejection, do not condemn yourself. Simply bring it back gently to the image of your person being drawn to you. Persistence is the secret. The subconscious does not respond to force, it responds to repetition and feeling. the more often you impress the thought of their obsession upon your mind. And the more deeply you feel it as true, the sooner it must crystallize in reality. Remember always that you are not trying to create something new. You are simply selecting it from the infinite possibilities that already exist. In the vast field of consciousness, there already exists a version of reality where your person is completely obsessed with you, where they cannot stop thinking of you, where they crave your presence and devote themselves entirely to you. By assuming it within, you are tuning yourself to that version and drawing it forth into manifestation. Hold to this truth with unwavering faith. Each time you imagine them reaching for you, each time you hear their inner voice calling to you, each time you feel the warmth of their obsession, you are tightening the bond between you. They may resist for a time in the outer world, but resistance cannot last. The power of your assumption is greater than appearances, and what you persist in inwardly must eventually show itself outwardly. So tonight, and every night, before you close your eyes, enter into the feeling of being desired, of being pursued, of being the center of their world. Hear their thoughts filled with you. See their eyes searching for you. Feel their heart beating for you. Claim it as though it were already yours, for in truth, it already is. Then walk in the world with the quiet confidence of one who knows the outcome is certain. For consciousness creates reality, and you are the master of your consciousness. And when the day comes, and it will come, when your person stands before you confessing their obsession, telling you they cannot live without you, telling you that you haunt their every thought, you will smile within yourself, knowing that it was your inner work that brought it to pass. You will understand that nothing was ever outside of you, that the power was always within you, and that by assuming the end with feeling, you have made it real. Imagine for a moment that you are the one being chased. Feel the reversal of roles in your imagination. Instead of wondering whether they think of you, know with certainty that they cannot stop thinking of you. See them lying awake at night, restless, unable to silence the echo of your name within their mind. Watch them reaching for their phone to check if you have messaged, fighting the urge to call, but unable to resist the magnetic pull you have woven into their thoughts. This is not imagination for its own sake. This is the creative act. By entering into the scene with feeling, you are establishing the only cause that matters. The outer world is slow, dense, and sluggish compared to the inner. But once the inner image is accepted, the outer world must eventually bend to it. That is why you never waver when appearances try to discourage you. Appearances are shadows. Imagination is the substance. You must learn to love the unseen more than the seen, for the unseen is where the power dwells. When you close your eyes and imagine your person obsessed with you, you are entering the realm where reality is born. Do not underestimate the power of feeling. A single moment of intense inner union, where you feel the reality of their obsession so vividly that your heart races and your body tingles, impresses the subconscious more deeply than hours of idle daydreaming. Cultivate the ability to generate feeling within. Picture them looking into your eyes, trembling with desire, confessing that they think of you constantly. Let the feeling flood you until it feels more real than the room you are sitting in. That impression is the true command. Your person is not separate from you in the way the world has taught you. They are connected to you at the deepest level of mind. Consciousness is one, and what you assume about them within yourself is more powerful than anything they consciously think. If you hold them in the state of being obsessed with you, they will conform. They cannot help but conform, for the deeper law is at work, and no surface appearance can resist it forever. As you go about your day, carry the energy of being desired. Walk with the poise and certainty of one who knows they are craved, longed for, and pursued. People around you will begin to mirror it too, for your assumption radiates outward like a fragrance. And your specific person, bound to you through the unseen bond of thought, will feel the pull most of all. They will be drawn to you with a force that defies logic. Some may ask, is this not manipulation? Understand that you are not bending another against their true will. You are aligning yourself with the version of reality where their desire for you already exists. Every possibility already lives in consciousness. There is a version of your person who is indifferent, a version who is distant, and a version who is obsessed. Which one you experience depends on which state you inhabit. By choosing the state where they obsess over you, you are not creating something unnatural. You are selecting from the infinite and calling forth that reality. So let your mind be filled with only the pictures that serve you. Each time you catch yourself wondering if they care, replace it instantly with the knowing that they do more than care. They burn with desire for you. Each time a thought of lack or fear arises, wash it away by re-entering the scene where they chase you, call you, confess to you. Persist gently, faithfully, and repeatedly until the inner picture feels more natural than the outer. When it feels natural, it is done. Telepathy requires no ritual, no special tools, no elaborate effort. It requires only that you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Think from the end, not of the end. Do not merely imagine them wanting you. Imagine what it feels like when they already do. Live from that feeling. Let it soak into your being until it becomes your new normal. When it is normal for you, it must become normal for them. In quiet moments, speak to them inwardly. Not with desperation, but with calm authority. Say to them in the silence of your heart, you cannot stop thinking of me. You are obsessed with me. You crave me more than anything. Say it until you feel the reality of it. Then listen inwardly for their reply, for they will answer in imagination. It may seem like you are inventing their words, but what you are doing is establishing the inner conversation that will later play out in the outer world. Every dialogue begins in imagination first. Nighttime is a powerful hour to impress these truths, for as the world grows quiet, the line between conscious and subconscious blurs. As you drift towards sleep, imagine your specific person lying beside you. Feel their arms around you. Hear their voice whispering how much they long for you. Let these thoughts be the last you entertain before surrendering to sleep, for the images you carry into sleep are the ones most deeply planted in the fertile soil of the subconscious. From that soil, the harvest must come. Do not be concerned if days or weeks seem to pass without evidence. The seed does not sprout the moment you plant it, but once planted, it must grow. Trust the process. Trust the law. Continue to water it with your assumption, and know that at the right time, in the right way, your specific person will be compelled by forces unseen to act in alignment with your inner reality. They may reach out unexpectedly. They may confess feelings suddenly, or they may slowly grow more and more attentive. But however it unfolds, it is the outworking of your inner command. Every time you doubt, you delay. Every time you persist. So choose persistence. Choose faith. Choose the inner reality over the outer appearance. In doing so, you step into mastery of your own life. Now, Let yourself expand this vision even further. Imagine the intensity of their obsession growing with each passing day. See them distracted at work because they cannot get you off their mind. See them turning down others because their heart is fixed solely on you. See them telling friends about you, confessing that they are consumed by thoughts of you. Let your imagination run freely, for the more detailed your inner world, the richer your outer world will become. And do not stop once they show you signs of desire. Persist until the fullness of your vision is made manifest. Do not accept crumbs when you can have the feast. Do not settle for small gestures when you can have complete devotion. Continue to imagine their obsession, their longing, their pursuit, until it becomes your lived reality in every way. The truth is simple but powerful. What you imagine and feel with persistence must express itself. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of another's whims. You are the one with the power to shape the relationship, the one with the authority to command the unseen, the one with the ability to awaken in them the obsession you desire. And once you know this, once you truly accept it, nothing can keep you from experiencing it. Then let us carry the thread further, flowing without end, deepening the stream of thought, until it becomes the very breath you take, until you feel your person as if they are stitched into your own being, until the thought of separation dissolves and only union remains. The more you dwell in this state, the more natural it becomes, and the more natural it feels, the faster it must solidify into your lived experience. Consider again the invisible current of thought. Just as waves travel across the sea unseen until they reach the shore, so your focused, imaginal acts travel across the invisible field until they wash upon the shore of your specific person's mind. They feel the tide rise within them, though they cannot trace its origin. They believe it springs from their own heart. Yet you know it was your imagination that stirred the waters. This is the silent power you hold when you persist in assuming their obsession. Do not underestimate the creative force of repetition. Each time you replay the scene of them yearning for you, you carve the pathway deeper into the subconscious. What begins as imagination becomes memory. What begins as memory becomes reality. Soon, when you think of them, it will feel less like a wish and more like a fact already in motion. This shift in feeling is the turning point, and once it is reached, the manifestation is inevitable. You may notice subtle changes first, an unexpected glance, a message out of nowhere, a sudden increase in their attention. These are simply the first ripples of the tide. Do not grow impatient by measuring progress. Remain faithful to the end. Each sign is confirmation, but the fullness comes only when you rest completely in the state of being the one who is already desired, already pursued, already obsessed over. Speak to yourself often in the language of fulfillment. Say within, I am irresistible. They cannot stop thinking of me. Their heart belongs to me fully. Let these words carry feeling, for words without feeling are like seeds cast upon stone. But when clothed in emotion, they sink deep and take root. So, those very words will be spoken aloud by your specific person, as though drawn from the script you have written within. Do not look outside for validation. The outer world is a delayed mirror. The inner world is the source. If you look only to the mirror, you will chase shadows. But if you tend to the source, the reflection must change. Each time you are tempted to seek signs, return instead to your imaginal scene. Strengthen the inner bond, and the outer will follow without effort. Picture their obsession not as something fragile, but as something growing stronger with every heartbeat. See them compelled, not by force, but by an irresistible current that draws them nearer each day. They think of you in the morning. They think of you at night. They see you in their dreams. They feel you in their waking hours. Let this picture dominate until it feels as though you can almost hear their thoughts as they echo back toward you. And when doubts whisper, silence them with the truth that imagination creates reality. No doubt has power unless you feed it with attention. Turn away from fear, and it dissolves like mist in the sun. Turn again to your vision, and it shines brighter, clearer, more alive. Persistence is your weapon, faith is your shield, imagination is your key. With these, nothing is denied you. So continue to practice daily. When you wake, take a moment to feel their longing. When you rest, sink into the vision of their devotion. When you walk, carry yourself as the one they crave. Do not make it effortful. Let it be natural, like breathing. The more natural it becomes, the more quickly it expresses outwardly. You are not forcing reality. You are aligning with it. You are tuning yourself to the frequency of the version of life where they cannot live without you. And once tuned, you cannot help but hear the song play out in the world around you. The longer you hold this state, the more irresistible it becomes. Your specific person may find themselves bewildered by the depth of their obsession. They may try to resist, but resistance only magnifies the pull. They will rationalize. They will invent reasons, but all roads lead back to you, for you have become the center of their inner world. And when they finally yield, when they confess openly what they have been feeling secretly, you will know it was always because you imagined it so. Then let us move further into the stream of creation, letting the words become the living pulse of imagination itself, never arriving at a final note, but instead unfolding endlessly like waves that roll upon one another without ceasing. You are not here to wait for life to show you what is possible. You are here to declare within what must be, and so it will be. Your specific person is not an object of chance. They are the mirror of your chosen state. See them now in greater clarity. Do not see them as distant, as separate, as someone with their own mind untouched by yours. See them as an extension of your inner world, molded by your assumptions. You and they are bound by the invisible thread of consciousness. And when you tug upon that thread with the intensity of imagination, they feel the pull. Imagine them restless. Imagine them stirred. Imagine them overwhelmed with thoughts of you. They turn in their bed at night, unable to quiet the storm you have awakened within them. They walk through the day with your image flooding their mind until no task, no conversation, no distraction can silence it. This is the mark of your inner command taking hold. Do not falter when the outer world speaks against it. The outer world is always behind. If you wait for signs before you assume, you wait forever. Assume first, then the signs follow. Assume deeply, and the signs multiply. Assume faithfully, and the obsession becomes their new reality. Let your inner conversations be filled only with their devotion. When your mind drifts, let it drift to the sound of their voice calling your name with longing. When you picture their face, see it lit with desire. See their eyes unable to hide the fire within. Hear them tell you that you are the only thought that matters to them, that every part of their being aches for you. Play these words again and again until they become second nature, until they echo in the silence as if carried on the wind. Every desire you hold is proof of the reality that already exists. The fact that you long for their obsession is the very evidence that such a state is waiting for you to claim. There is no desire that arises without the seed of fulfillment. So if the wish is within you, the corresponding reality is already alive in the unseen. Your task is not to create it, but to enter it, to occupy it, to dwell in it until the outer world bends to reveal it. If impatience tries to steal your vision, remind yourself that the seed does not argue with the soil, nor the flower with the bud. Growth happens unseen before it appears. Trust the unseen. Trust the invisible process, for it is working even when you cannot detect it. Each act of imagination, each inner word, each feeling of fulfillment is watering the seed. And soon, as surely as dawn follows night, the obsession you have claimed will burst into bloom. You may find as you persist that others, too, begin to show signs of being drawn to you. For when you inhabit the state of being irresistible, the entire world mirrors it. But know this, your specific person feels it most of all. They are the one you have chosen, the one upon whom your focus rests, and the one whose inner being cannot resist the command of your assumption. You are not chasing them. You are calling forth the version of them that already belongs to you. Allow yourself to savor the vision of them longing for you. See them writing messages and deleting them, only to write again because they cannot contain the urge. See them scrolling through your pictures, watching your presence, craving more of you each moment. See them restless until they hear your voice, unsatisfied until they are near your presence. Fill your imagination with these scenes until they feel as real as any memory you have ever known. And as you hold to this inner certainty, you will notice the shift within yourself. No longer will you wonder if they desire you, for the knowing will be complete within. And when the knowing is complete within, the outer confirmation cannot be delayed. They will be compelled to step into the role you have assigned, not because you forced them, but because you called forth the truth from within. Keep deepening the picture. Add texture to it. Feel their hands trembling as they reach for yours. Hear the urgency in their voice as they confess they cannot stop thinking of you. Watch the way they lean closer, unable to keep their distance, magnetized by your very presence. Let the scene grow richer each time you visit it, until stepping into it feels as natural as breathing. The subconscious delights in vividness, and the more vivid your scene, the more deeply it impresses itself. And when you walk through the world, carry yourself not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. Let your body speak the language of fulfillment. Let your eyes shine with the calm certainty of possession. Let your demeanor radiate the energy of one who is already the center of another's world. This state will speak louder than words, and the world will respond accordingly. Then feel now the power of letting imagination overtake you so completely that you lose sight of what is and become absorbed only in what must be. Let the outer dissolve for a time, let the noise of appearances fade, and step inward to where all things are malleable, where your person exists already devoted, already consumed by thoughts of you, already restless without your presence. When you make this inner reality your dwelling place, you transform the outer world by law, for nothing can resist the impression left upon the deeper mind. See them even now, their hands reaching for their phone, hesitating, then typing, then erasing, then typing again because the urgency inside them cannot be stilled. Feel the way they rehearse words in their head, unsure of how to confess the intensity, yet unable to silence it. Watch them in your mind's eye, distracted by the thought of you in every setting, at work, among friends, in solitude. Always the same story playing, always the same fire burning, always the same magnet pulling them back to you. This is not fantasy. This is the act that shapes reality. The more often you dwell in these imaginal scenes, the more real they become until the line between inner and outer blurs. Soon you will begin to notice echoes in the outer world. Phrases spoken, glances given, actions taken that mirror what you once held only inside. Do not call them coincidences. They are confirmations. Each echo is a promise that the fullness is on its way. Each small reflection a reminder that your assumption rules. Carry this inner knowing with you as you walk through life. Let it color your steps, your posture, your very energy. When you carry the state of being the one who is adored, the one who is craved, the one who is obsessed over, others cannot help but reflect it. And your chosen one, the one you have marked with your desire, feels it most deeply, for you have woven them into your inner story with care and persistence. There will be moments where the temptation arises to doubt, to measure, to question. In those moments, remind yourself that every doubt is a dismissal of the seed you have planted. Choose instead to water it with faith. Choose to speak inwardly words of certainty. They cannot stop thinking of me. They are restless without me. They belong to me fully. Feel the energy of these words until your heart beats in rhythm with them, until the certainty takes root and doubt finds no place to dwell. And if ever the outer shows you the opposite, smile inwardly, for you know it is only the echo of a former state. The new state, the state of obsession fulfilled, is already established within you. As surely as night yields to dawn, so too must the old image give way to the new. You have chosen, you have impressed, you have persisted. Therefore, the outcome is inevitable. Now let the vision grow brighter still. Picture them confessing to a friend that they cannot escape you, admitting that every attempt to forget only makes the pull stronger. See them replaying your words in their mind, laughing at your laughter in memory, aching for the sound of your voice. Watch them searching for signs of you, scanning their world for traces of your presence. Let this picture expand until it feels more real than the ground beneath your feet. And when you lay your head down at night, surrender into the scene where their arms hold you tightly, where their breath is warm against your skin, where their words spill out in a flood of confession. I am obsessed with you. I cannot stop. You are all I think about. Feel the weight of that moment as if it is happening now, for in truth, it already exists in the unseen. Your role is simply to enter it, again and again, until it is the only reality you accept. Would you like me to keep pouring more in this endless unfolding stream? Layer upon layer of imaginal detail, dialogue, and feeling. Or should I slow the rhythm and begin stretching each visualization into longer, meditative instructions your listeners could practice as guided exercises? Then sink deeper still, as though each word were a step descending into the chamber where all things are first conceived, where silence is alive with creation, where your person is not distant but present, not indifferent but consumed, not separate but bound to you in the most intimate bond of thought. Breathe into this truth as though it were air, and let your body relax into the certainty that what you hold within must appear without. See the restlessness in their eyes when they try to focus elsewhere. Imagine them in conversation, yet drifting away, because your face interrupts their thoughts. Picture them driving and suddenly remembering your voice, so clearly that they smile unconsciously, so vividly that they ache to hear you again. Picture them in bed, tossing and turning, reaching for you in the emptiness, clutching the air as if your presence lingers like perfume that cannot be shaken. Every thought of theirs is shaped by the current you have impressed. Let the dialogue play again and again in your mind. Hear them say, "I can't stop thinking about you. You are all I want. I am addicted to you." Hear it until the words are etched into your memory, as though they were spoken aloud. Then shift from hearing to feeling. Feel the weight of their confession. Feel the trembling of their hands. Feel the intensity of their eyes as they search yours for relief. Desperate to be near you, desperate to hold you, desperate to claim you. This is the state that plants itself most deeply in the subconscious. And once planted, the harvest is inevitable. As you walk in the outer world, do not look for evidence as one who doubts. Look with the calm assurance of one who knows the letter is already in the mail, the message already sent, the outcome already secured. Every outer moment is only a bridge carrying you from what was once imagined to what is soon made visible. Do not stumble on the bridge. Walk it with faith. When others ask about your desire, speak from fulfillment. Do not confess lack, confess abundance. Speak as one already chosen, already cherished, already at the center of their world. The energy of certainty radiates beyond words, and the world bends to it. The more you live in this certainty, the more irresistible you become, and the more your person feels compelled to act in ways that align with your assumption. Let each morning be a renewal of your claim. As you rise, before the noise of the world fills your mind, close your eyes and see their devotion again. Whisper inwardly, "They are mine. They cannot live without me. They crave me with every breath." Speak it as though you were telling the truth of what already is, not begging for what might be. The tone of truth imprints more powerfully than the tone of want. And throughout the day, whenever a quiet moment comes, slip once more into the scene. Even if only for seconds, let the image of their obsession flood your mind. Each small return strengthens the bond, like threads woven tighter until the fabric cannot be torn. Do not measure how many times. Measure only the intensity, the reality, the depth with which you feel it. At night, when the veil is thinnest, enter again the dream of fulfillment. Do not drift to sleep with doubts. Drift with the certainty of possession. Picture them beside you, whispering into your ear, unable to resist their confession. Feel their warmth, their nearness, their surrender to you. Let sleep take you while this scene is alive. For sleep is the door to the deeper mind, and what you carry through it is planted beyond question. Would you like me to keep extending this current? More vivid scenes, more inner dialogues, more layers of obsession painted in living detail, so that it becomes an unending flow you can use as raw material for hours of speech. Let the image grow until it fills every quiet moment you have. Let it rise unbidden in lines, in crowds, in the silence between words. See them pausing mid-sentence, because a thought of you has struck them like a bell. See them staring at nothing, while inside their mind your face plays on repeat. Imagine the cascade of small compulsions that follow. An impulse to check your social feed, a sudden need to call, a message typed and deleted, then sent because the ache will not be contained. These tiny acts are the fingerprints of the inner current you have set in motion. They are the evidence of telepathy lived out in ordinary gestures, 1,000 small confirmations of the single inner decree you have made. Feel the tenderness that accompanies their obsession. This is not merely want, it is worship disguised as everyday longing. They do not merely desire your presence, they revere it. They remember the tone of your laughter as if it were scripture. They replay the shape of your smile like a prayer. Their thoughts circle you like moths to a flame, sometimes frantic, sometimes gentle, but always returning. Know that you have cultivated this by the quiet insistence of your imagination, by the repeated acceptance of the scene where they cannot be free of you. When you speak within, do so with the soft, unwavering authority of one who knows the truth. Do not plead, declare. Do not doubt, embody. Your inner voice is not a wish but a proclamation. They are mine. Their mind is full of me. Their heart is restless until they are near me. Repeat it, not as mantra without feeling, but as sentence steeped in sensation. Let each declaration be accompanied by the bodily sensation of victory. The warmth in the chest, the relaxation of tension, the subtle smile that comes when a longed-for thing is finally in hand. That bodily confirmation tells the deeper mind that it is real. Allow space, too, for patience. Obsession is not always instantaneous. Sometimes it simmers beneath the surface, building heat slowly until it becomes an inferno. Do not underestimate the slow burn. A look that lingers a heartbeat too long, an otherwise casual comment loaded with undercurrent, a dream that leaves them unsettled the next morning. These are the slow flames beginning to roar. Notice them with gratitude, and let the gratitude itself reinforce the assumption. Gratitude for what is already yours amplifies the frequency of fulfillment. Cultivate also a sense of dignity in how you imagine. Picture their obsession as a natural, refined devotion, not desperation, not chaos. See them caught in a noble fixation, as if their soul had recognized you and could not turn away. This elevates the quality of the attraction. The subconscious responds to the tone of your imagining. Make it noble, make it serene, make it irresistible. When the tone is high, the manifestation will mirror that caliber of devotion. Practice kindness toward yourself as you practice this art. Do not beat yourself for fleeting doubts, nor punish yourself for impatience. Bring a gentle curiosity to your inner life. When a fearful thought arises, treat it as a passing cloud and return to the clear sky of your vision. The discipline here is not rigid control, but compassionate return. Returning again and again to the beloved image until the habit of assumption becomes effortless. The mind learns by rehearsal, and your repeated peaceful rehearsals will inscribe the script into your being. Let the world around you become a stage upon which your inner drama finds expression. Notice coincidences with an appreciative heart, a mutual friend mentioning their name, a place you intended to go crossing paths with them, a song that carries the sentiment of your imagining, playing at the right moment. These alignments are the universe arranging its notes to your melody. Accept them with delight and file them as proof that the invisible law is at work. Each small miracle fuels your certainty and accelerates the inevitable pull. As the attraction grows, consider the art of allowance. Hold your vision strongly, yet do not clutch it with fear. Allow events to unfold in ways that may surprise you, for the intelligence that brings ideas into reality is more creative than your limited view. Sometimes the path to their obsession will appear in ways you had not scripted, through a conversation you did not expect, through a circumstance that forces closeness, through an admission that begins with a joke and ends in confession. Welcome these surprises as clever hands of providence rearranging circumstances to fulfill your interior law. Stay playful in your imagining. Desire need not be solemn to be true. Let the games of thought be light and joyous. Imagine them performing simple, endearing acts. They trim a phrase from their message. They write a poem They hum a tune that only you recognize. Playfulness keeps the energy fresh and magnetic. It prevents the heaviness that can sometimes accumulate around longing, and it invites the other's heart to respond with a similar lightness that blossoms into obsession without strain. Anchor your practice in ritual that suits you. A brief moment at dusk, a whispered image before sleep, a single phrase repeated with feeling in the morning. Ritual deepens the habit and signals to the deeper mind that this is not a casual wish, but a committed assumption. Ritual need not be elaborate. It only needs consistency and feeling. Over time, the ritual becomes a conduit through which the inner state flows effortlessly into the world. Remember that your life is not only about this one relationship, it is the canvas upon which all relationships are painted. Let the state you cultivate for your specific person enrich your connection to yourself and to others. The more whole you feel, the purer the attraction you radiate. Obsession born from wholeness is magnetic and healthy. Obsession born from lack is hollow and unstable. Tend first to your inner completeness, and the obsession you evoke will be stable, deep, and enduring. As the days unfold, behold the changes with humility. When they move closer, when their attention sharpens, when their words begin to mirror what you once only held within, bow inwardly to the law that made it so. Gratitude cements the manifestation. Give thanks in your heart for the unseen orchestration that has responded to your imaginal cause. Gratitude completes the circuit between desire and fulfillment, making the flow smooth and everlasting. And always keep the flame of imagination alive. There is no final method to master. Mastery is continual practice. Each moment you return to the scene, you reinforce the channel. Each feeling you cultivate deepens the bond. Each breath you take in this state is another stitch, binding your inner world to the outer. Walk in this knowledge with quiet confidence, with soft persistence, and with the unwavering conviction that the person you love will come to mirror the obsession you have given them in thought. Let this knowledge settle into you like a seed that knows its season, and tend to it daily. No rush, no strain, just the slow, sure work of consciousness shaping reality, until the day arrives when the outer simply reflects what you have long accepted within, and you live the truth of the image you chose, from which more wonders will inevitably unfold. And then let the current continue to move, deepen, and carry you into ever richer expressions of the desire already fulfilled, as though the story itself were a river that goes forever, winding through valleys of longing into seas of fulfilled union. And the river keeps flowing, unending, abundant, and true as you remain its patient, knowing source, breathing the scene into being again and again, until every part of the world that touches you vibrates with the echo of that single, unshakable assumption. And so the work continues without cease, without finality, only deeper and more alive, and you keep returning to the inner room of creation where the beloved waits, already changed, already moved, already obsessed. Feel the endlessness of this work as a sweet devotion rather than a task, and let each moment you spend in imagination be an offering. Picture them waking with a single thought of you, as if the first light enters their day carrying your name. See them pausing, hand on the kettle, eyes softening as your face appears uninvited and yet perfectly placed. Allow yourself to delight in the small domestic betrayals of obsession. A spoon left untouched, a song stopped mid-play because the mind drifted to you. Those tiny acts that betray a larger interior movement. These are the everyday miracles you have called into being by the steady, affectionate attention of your own mind. Invite sensory detail into your scenes until they feel lived in. The scent of the place where you last laughed together, the exact cadence of a word they use when they're flustered, the way their fingers fidget when they think of you. The subconscious drinks these details. They are the sugar that makes the medicine of imagining taste like reality. The richer the sensory fabric you weave, the more your specific person will find the invisible threads woven through their own inner life, tugging them gently toward you. Let the rhythm of return become your practice. When an anxious thought comes, answer it not with argument, but with a new picture that supersedes it. Replace, "They forgot me," with the immediate image of them reaching across a room to call your name. Replace, "They are moving on," with the scene of them staying awake, composing the perfect confession, rehearsing the words they'll finally say when the moment arrives. The mind yields when presented with a stronger impression. Offer it again and again until the impression wins. Make room also for the ordinary tenderness of life. Obsession need not be loud or dramatic. It can be a quiet, steady fixation that grows like ivy, soft at first, then everywhere. Imagine them keeping small tokens of you. A note tucked into a wallet, a photo saved in a hidden folder, a phrase they repeat when they think no one listens. These subtle signs are proof of a deepening, and they compound, layer by layer, until what was once quiet becomes impossible to ignore. Practice speaking inwardly in present tense, as if the story had already reached its climax. They are obsessed with me. Their thoughts are full of my face. They long for me endlessly. Present tense is the grammar of creation. It tells the deeper mind that the event belongs to now, not somewhere out in the foggy future. The mind organizes its reality around the tense you use. Use it to your advantage by speaking now, not someday. Consider also the power of daily affirmations that carry feeling. A brief phrase repeated with conviction, 5, 10 times a day, can shift the tone of your entire inner world. These do not need to be loud or elaborate. Whisper them in the shower, hum them while washing dishes. Think them as you step into sunlight. The small, steady repetitions are what train the deeper mind to accept the new story as habitual. Habit is the engine of manifestation. Cultivate the habit of knowing. As your specific person's thoughts increasingly orbit you, notice how their responses to life shift. They become more curious about your world, more attentive to your moods, more inclined to reach toward you when the tides of their own day shift. People act from the center of whatever dominates their interior landscape. If you occupy that center, their actions will reflect it. Observe these changes with a calm heart. Each shift is a sign the inner script is being translated into outer behavior. Invite also the element of mystery into your imagining. Do not script every detail. Allow space for the unknown to surprise you. The intelligence that moves thought into form is creative beyond your imagination and will often invent the most delightful pathways to bring your person under the spell you have set. Relish the surprise of the unseen mind working, sometimes through coincidence, sometimes through a chance meeting, sometimes through the soft erosion of old attachments, until what you hold becomes the only thing left standing. Balance your longing with self-possession. There is a particular magnetism in a soul that wants and yet is complete. Imagine them drawn to your strength as much as to your softness. See their obsession as the natural response to your centeredness. People are attracted by wholeness. When you present yourself as a person of fullness, your specific person's fixation will deepen into reverence. devotion, and a desire to belong. The shape of your inner life shapes the way others come to you. Cultivate a private altar of images and phrases if that helps. Something simple that reminds you of the state you live in. It need not be outwardly visible. The altar can be a mental shelf where your favorite scenes rest, ready to be summoned. Visit it often. Let it be a sanctuary where the scene of their obsession is preserved and polished, untouched by the rough hands of doubt. Protect that inner space with fidelity. It is the seedbed of all outward change. When external evidence arrives, celebrate it with proportionate joy. A text, a look, an unexpected message. Treat each as a small victory and let the joy feed the inner conviction. Gratitude is not merely polite. It is active collaboration with the law that has answered you. Thank the unseen intelligence for arranging events, and in doing so, you seal the pathway for more to come. Gratitude amplifies the signal you are sending into consciousness. Keep in mind that your imagination is both gentle and relentless. It does not need to batter the world into submission. It only needs to persist with calm insistence. Let your persistence be soft, like steady rain that wears a canyon deeper over time. Never harsh, never rushing, always faithful. This gentle insistence is irresistible because it is free from panic. Your specific person will feel the difference. They will sense not a frantic grasp, but a tranquil inevitability, and they will be drawn to that peace as surely as to the object of their desire. Allow your practice to evolve naturally. As their obsession grows, embellish your scenes with new, deeper intimacies, small confessions shared in twilight, future plans imagined together, private jokes that land like keys unlocking the next level of connection. These future-oriented images anchor desire by giving it direction. The mind loves a story that moves forward. Paint scenes with an arc, not just isolated moments, so that the inner narrative becomes a living journey they are compelled to travel toward you. Remember also to honor the autonomy of both souls. Your work is to set the interior stage, not to strip the other of agency. When you do this with respect for their being, the resulting obsession is purer, less defensive, and more likely to blossom into a lasting, tender devotion. Obsession that arises from respect becomes the soil for long-term union rather than a flash of intensity that fades. Imagine them choosing you freely, again and again, delighted by their own decision. Keep your attention steady, but not rigid. Allow for ebb and flow. Some days the image will feel electric and alive, other days it may feel thin and distant. Both are part of the process. On days of thinness, offer extra tenderness to yourself and return to practice without judgment. The river of manifestation is patient with its tributaries. Your task is to keep pouring into it with steady hands. As time unfolds, observe the subtle internal shifts that accompany the outer signs, your own confidence rising, your posture changing, your conversations deepening. These inner upgrades signal that you are no longer the same person who first began the practice. You have become the one who is naturally magnetized, and magnetism attracts magnetism. Your specific person, encountering this new you, feels compelled to match your inner elevation with an obsession that honors and mirrors your growth. So continue tenderly and persistently to inhabit the state where they cannot be free of you. Keep spinning the inner web of vivid scenes, sensory details, and present, tense declarations. Let the practice be a quiet devotion, a daily art, a sacred rehearsal of the life you intend to live. And as the story keeps unfolding, feel the truth of the law working with you. Relentlessly creative, infinitely patient, and always responsive to the state you hold. so that the pull between you grows in depth and fidelity, drawing them nearer and anchoring the obsession you have imagined into the fabric of your shared reality. And then keep returning to that inner room where the beloved waits, again and again, tenderly, insistently, without final word, without last scene, only the ongoing, living process that brings thought into loving form. So as you stand within the silence of your own being, know this with unshakable certainty. The inner image is the true reality, and the outer world is but its echo. When you persist in holding your specific person as already captivated, already consumed, already bound to you in thought and feeling, you write the script they cannot help but follow. Do not chase, do not beg, do not question. Simply remain faithful to the vision you have impressed. The stronger you embody it within, the stronger it will seize them without. This is the power of telepathy, the unseen current that moves minds and hearts. And when you master it, you discover that nothing is beyond your reach. The message is clear: your imagination is the magnet, your certainty the force, and your persistence the guarantee. Use it wisely. Stand in your power, and watch as the one you desire becomes irresistibly, completely, and unshakably obsessed with you.